Hi, good afternoon. I'm Franchelle Parker. I have the honor of leading Open Buffalo. We're a not-for-profit dedicated to creating a world where race doesn't determine opportunity, where everyone's needs are met, and where our planet is safe for all living things. But that's not our current reality. We are rapidly approaching the point of no return, a tipping point, so to speak, where the damage to our climate is irreversible, with catastrophic consequences for us all.
My name is Gabe Recchio. I'm a campaign organizer with Sierra Club based in Western New York. And the reason I'm coming out today is on behalf of our thousands of supporters and members, millions all across the country, where we know that renewable energy is the future. And the council sponsor makes it sound like this is a reasonable resolution. They're just concerned about the possibility of pollution, but the resolution would read totally differently if that were the case. Any project that would get approved on Lake Erie would have to undergo one of the most expensive and extensive environmental review processes in the world. And it doesn't take much to learn about that. So as much as I want to trust him that he's acting in good faith, I've been doing this for over 10 years and I've seen what the opposition does to cast doubt on the safety of renewable energy, and this just seems like another card out of that playbook.
I'm Janet Lenachek. I'm with the Sierra Club Niagara Group. I'm the chair of the group. We have about 2,400 members in Western New York, and I was just commenting on if people are really concerned about water quality, if in fact they are, they really ought to join Open Buffalo, because Open Buffalo is doing great work on addressing the lead issue in drinking water. My thought is that people who say they're concerned about drinking water and risk of drinking water being contaminated by wind turbines are basically just talking. They're really more concerned about the view from their lake house in Eden or Hamburg. They might be concerned about if they run a charter fishing boat. Oh no, they'll have to navigate around these things that'll be miles offshore. That's what they're concerned about. They just don't want the change that renewable energy can bring. And there is, you have to build these things. But we know that we can dredge sediments, and it's been done before to clean up the Buffalo River. And if they have to do it again to put in some wind turbines, a few miles offshore, they'll do it. And it can be done safely, but we need all the environmental tests first before you start complaining about drinking water. So anyway, that's my gig.
My name is Bill Nowak. I'm a lifelong resident of Buffalo, active with the Sierra Club and with Push Buffalo. And I'm here today because the climate to me is the moral issue of our generation, one that we need to solve. The Common Council is considering shutting down an option of the richest resource for clean energy locally. It's just a very wrong thing to be doing at this point. There are, at this point, 322 different offshore wind projects in the world containing 13,000 wind turbines, and they are all operating successfully. There have been ways figured out to take care of the kind of problems that are in that resolution, and it just really is disturbing that the council is not looking more closely at those ways and considering stepping backward on climate action when we really need to be stepping forward.
Len Luca, and I'm visiting from Binghamton. I made the long drive up to be present at this hearing. The first group to speak in favor of opposing the ban on onshore wind was this organization. That speaker was amazing. The statement I prepared in advance paled in comparison, so please, if you haven't seen her video, get her video. It's great. The main points we wanted to make today is that it's premature to make a decision about this because no projects are currently opposed. So many of the objections that they're stating as reality or fact are fabricated. They aren't based on a project that can be evaluated. So they're making claims about something being unsafe when they don't even know anything about aspects of the project that is proposed. The primary thing that they're talking about was dredging. And as another person who spoke today mentioned, that lake has already been dredged and there were no objections at that point. So the objections have to be coming from something else. And I think the reason for that was in the statement of your representative when she spoke. That's the real reason. So thank you for being here.
So let's be clear, Black communities are already feeling the brunt of these impacts. Nationally, Black people are 2.6 times more likely to live in an environmental justice neighborhood. Here in Buffalo, the disparities are even more stark. There is an estimated 50,000 lead pipes on the east side alone, and Black children are 12 times more likely to suffer from lead poisoning. During the 2022 superstorm, the majority of lives lost were people of color. These are not coincidences. These are the consequences of environmental injustice.
I'm Bob Shashelski. I'm with the Sierra Club Niagara Group. We oppose this resolution because a lot of the so-called true facts concerning waterways are not true. And they're meant to elicit fear among people about turbines. The fossil fuel industry wants to stay in business. The nuclear industry wants to stay in business. There was talk here about sediment, toxic sediments being released to the environment. To say that the sediments are there and therefore we shouldn't build is wrong-headed. There's over 11,000 offshore wind turbines throughout the world, and a number of them are on freshwater lakes in Europe. In fact, people go, well, I think you may have heard, they're actually sailing around them and fishing. So we think that this can be done safely. This is putting the cart before the horse. This motion to oppose wind turbines until they're proven safe. We should say we should have a motion that says we want turbines and have the studies, and let's get them in here and protect Buffalo and reduce electric rates for the citizens of Buffalo.
For over a decade, I've worked alongside communities on the east side, and I've witnessed a growing awareness of climate and environmental threats that we're now facing. Open Buffalo has been in relationship with well over 5,000 Western New Yorkers deeply concerned about our climate and how we transition to clean, renewable energy. I urge you to reconsider the proposed ban on offshore wind. This ban would only deepen existing inequities. Rising energy costs and environmental health crises are already disproportionately burdening low-income and Black communities here in Buffalo. We can't afford to let misinformation derail progress toward a cleaner and more sustainable future.
One of the things that I'm here about is we talk about standing on guard in Canada. So I'm standing on guard for my border friends in Canada, but I'm also standing on guard for the planet Earth because we need to take care of that. And locally we can do that here by promoting good research into planning for windmills on the lake. And other communities around the world have done this. And there's a really cool windmill cup sailing race on a freshwater lake in the Netherlands that has all kinds of windmills on it. And people are sailing their boats around there to have their sailing race. So there's more to it than just saving the earth. We can also have joy while we're doing it.
My name is Gary Surzak, and I'm a Buffalo resident. I was born in Buffalo, as was my wife. We've raised our family here. Our children attended and graduated from Buffalo schools. I'm a member of the leading birdwatching group in Western New York and participate in organized birding activities, attend meetings, and learn about the science behind changes in bird populations. For example, fossil fuel kills more birds than wind projects, and bird migration mortality can be reduced through known methods. Please vote to oppose this resolution. When you do so, please remember the words of Greta Thunberg. Adults keep saying, we owe it to the young people to give them hope. But I don't want your hope. I don't want you to be hopeful. I want you to panic. I want you to feel the fear I feel every day, and then I want you to act. I want you to act as if you are in a crisis. I want you to act as if the house is on fire, because it is.
Opponents will flood the debate with misrepresented data. Yes, Offshore wind may temporarily disrupt some wildlife, but that disruption is nothing compared to the irreversible destruction caused by drilling and fracking. Yes, turbines may contain oil, but moderate levels of oil, and today really require no to none oil in order to operate. Even in the worst case scenario, their impact is minuscule compared to the 205 million gallons spilled by the BP oil disaster alone. Let's be honest, the proposed ban is not about protecting the environment. It's about protecting the status quo for the ultra wealthy in the city. Open Buffalo and our partners, such as the Carpenters Union Local 276, Juneteenth of Buffalo, and the Partnership for the Public Good, just to name a few, stand firmly against this ban because our region and our people need reliable, safe, and clean energy. This is about justice. This is about our future. And this is about the world we want to leave for our daughters, our friends, and generations to come. The question is not whether we'll transition to clean energy, but the question is, will we do it in time? I urge you to choose progress over fear, facts over misinformation, and justice over inequity.